Ever had that feeling that we've got life and death all wrong? Get ready, because we're about to explore some wild ideas about the mind, the universe, and death. What if dying isn't the end of the story, but the start of a new adventure? By the end of this video, you'll have a completely new perspective on life, death, and what might lie beyond. Forget old myths and ghost stories. We're talking cutting-edge research from top scientists at leading universities. These experts have been exploring the brain, the nature of reality, and the essence of human awareness. Their findings? Pretty eye-opening, even for the skeptics out there. This research is shedding new light on what might happen after we die, all grounded in solid science. By the end of this video, you might see death in a whole new way. Historical perspectives on the soul. Throughout history, the concept of the soul has been a cornerstone of various cultures and religions, shaping beliefs about life, death, and what lies beyond. In Christianity, the soul is often viewed as an eternal essence that connects individuals to God. The belief in salvation and the afterlife has profoundly influenced Western thought, encouraging followers to seek a moral life in anticipation of eternal life in heaven or hell. In contrast, Buddhism presents a different perspective. The idea of an eternal soul is rejected. Instead, Buddhists believe in anatta, or non-self, which teaches that what we consider the self is merely a collection of changing experiences. This belief influences the understanding of life after death, emphasizing rebirth in the cycle of samsara, where one's actions, karma, determine future existences. Hinduism offers a rich tapestry of beliefs surrounding the soul, or Atman, which is seen as a divine spark within each individual. Hindus believe in reincarnation, where the soul undergoes cycles of birth and rebirth until it achieves moksha, or liberation from the cycle of life and death. Notable historical figures, such as Plato and Descartes, have also contributed to the understanding of the soul. Plato viewed the soul as immortal and central to human existence, while Descartes famously declared, "I think, therefore I am," linking consciousness to the essence of the soul. These diverse perspectives continue to influence contemporary views on life after death, inviting ongoing exploration and debate. The quantum soul theory. But what if the key to understanding the soul lies not in ancient wisdom, but in the bizarre world of quantum physics? When you hear quantum physics, you probably think of subatomic particles and complex mathematical equations. But what if the same principles that govern the quantum world also apply to human consciousness? Dr. Stuart Hammeroff, an anesthesiologist and professor at the University of Arizona, has proposed a radical theory. Our consciousness might be the result of quantum processes occurring in microtubules within our brain cells. These microtubules, tiny protein structures, could be the interface between the quantum world and our macro-level consciousness. According to quantum theory, information cannot be destroyed. If our consciousness is indeed quantum in nature, it might persist after the physical brain stops functioning. This could explain near-death experiences, out-of-body phenomena, and even the sense of continued existence after death. Hammeroff's theory, developed in collaboration with renowned physicist Sir Roger Penrose, suggests that when we die, the quantum information that comprises our consciousness doesn't vanish. Instead, it may be released from the microtubules and dissipate into the universe. Are you as fascinated by quantum consciousness as we are? Leave a comment below with your thoughts on this mind-bending theory. And if you want more content like this, don't forget to like this video and share it with a friend who loves to ponder life's big questions. While quantum theories offer intriguing possibilities, some researchers are looking for answers in a more familiar place, the human brain. But what they're discovering in those final moments of life is anything but ordinary. The hidden language of the dying brain. You've probably heard that your life flashes before your eyes when you are about to die. But what if your brain is doing something far more complex in those final moments? Dr. Sam Parnia, Director of Critical Care and Resuscitation Research at New York University Langone School of Medicine, has been studying what happens in the brain during and after cardiac arrest. His findings are reshaping our understanding of when death actually occurs. Parnia's research shows that even after the heart stops beating and blood flow to the brain ceases, electrical activity in the cerebral cortex can continue for several minutes. But it's not random firing. This activity shows patterns similar to those seen during deep meditation or dreams. Even more interesting, some patients who were successfully resuscitated report vivid experiences during this period when they were clinically dead. These are not just hazy impressions, but detailed accounts that often include accurate descriptions of events that occurred while they were unconscious. Parnia's work suggests that our current definition of death might be too simplistic. If consciousness can continue even when the brain is not receiving oxygen, what does this mean for our understanding of the relationship between mind and brain? This research raises profound questions. Could this brief window of brain activity after clinical death be a transition period for consciousness? Are these experiences evidence of an afterlife, or simply the last gasps of a dying brain? The answers could revolutionize our approach to both medicine and our understanding of human consciousness. From the quantum realm to the dying brain, we've covered some fascinating ground. But there's another potential doorway to the afterlife, and it might be produced by our own bodies. Let's talk about the mysterious substance known as dimethyltryptamine. The DMT Gateway, DMT, or dimethyltryptamine, is often called the spirit molecule. It's a powerful psychedelic compound that occurs naturally in many plants and animals, including humans. What makes DMT fascinating from a life-after-death perspective is the nature of the experiences it induces. Dr. Rick Strassman, a psychiatrist and researcher, conducted groundbreaking studies on DMT in the 1990s. He found that many subjects reported experiences strikingly similar to near-death experiences, encounters with otherworldly beings, a sense of leaving one's body, and profound spiritual insights. DMT is produced in the pineal gland, often referred to as the third eye in various spiritual traditions. Some researchers hypothesize that the brain might release a large amount of DMT during death. This has led to a compelling theory. Could the DMT released at death be responsible for the mystical experiences reported by those who've had near-death experiences? If so, does this explain away the spiritual aspect of these experiences, or does it point to a natural mechanism for transitioning consciousness from life to death? Recent research has shown that DMT can actually promote the growth of new neurons and protect brain cells from damage. This raises interesting questions about its role in the brain, particularly during traumatic events like approaching death. The memory trace experiments. Can memories exist outside the brain? It sounds impossible, but recent experiments with planarian flatworms have yielded results that challenge our understanding of where memories are stored. Dr. Michael Levin and his team at Tufts University conducted a fascinating experiment. They trained flatworms to navigate a simple maze, then decapitated them. Flatworms can regenerate their heads, and when they did, something extraordinary happened. They remembered how to navigate the maze. This suggests that memories might not be stored solely in the brain, but could be distributed throughout the body. Some researchers propose that memories might be stored at a cellular level, or even in the surrounding electromagnetic field of an organism. If memories can exist outside the brain, it opens up new possibilities for understanding consciousness and its potential to survive physical death. Could our memories, and by extension our consciousness, be stored in a way that persists beyond our physical form? These experiments are in their early stages, and much more research is needed. However, they challenge our fundamental assumptions about the nature of memory and consciousness. If memories are not confined to the brain, could this explain phenomena like past life recall or the sense of continued existence reported in near-death experiences? The memory trace experiments represent a new frontier in our understanding of consciousness and its relationship to the physical body. They suggest that the self might be more distributed and resilient than we previously thought, opening up new avenues for exploring the possibility of life after death. While laboratory experiments offer tantalizing clues, some researchers are taking a different approach, investigating real-world cases of possible reincarnation. And what they're finding might surprise you. The Reincarnation Files. At the University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies, researchers have been collecting and analyzing cases of young children who claim to remember previous lives. This is not fringe pseudoscience. It's a rigorous, decades-long investigation that is yielding some astonishing results. Dr. Jim Tucker, who leads this research, has investigated over thousands of cases of children with past life memories. Many of these cases involve verifiable details that the children could not have known through normal means. For example, a boy in Louisiana recalled details of being a World War II pilot, including the name of the aircraft carrier he flew from, and specific details about the plane he flew. Investigation revealed that these details matched the life of a pilot who died before the boy was born. What sets this research apart is its systematic approach. Tucker and his team do not just accept these stories at face value. They investigate each claim, searching for any possible way the child could have acquired the information normally. They also look for patterns across cases. One interesting finding is that many of these children have birthmarks or birth defects that correspond to injuries or wounds from their claimed past life. Tucker has documented numerous cases where a child's birthmark matches the location of a fatal wound on the deceased person they claim to have been. This research challenges our understanding of memory, consciousness, and personal identity. If these cases are genuine, they suggest that some aspect of human consciousness might persist from one life to the next. But how and what mechanism could allow for the transfer of such specific memories and even physical marks? While we are still far from definitive proof of reincarnation, this research opens up new avenues for understanding the potential continuity of consciousness beyond death. What do you think about these reincarnation cases? Do they convince you, or are you skeptical? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to see more in-depth explorations of controversial scientific research, hit that like button to let us know. The Biocentrism Hypothesis. Dr. Robert Lanza, a renowned biologist and stem cell researcher, has proposed a radical new theory of the universe, biocentrism. This theory suggests that life and consciousness are fundamental to the universe, not just incidental byproducts of physical processes. According to biocentrism, space and time are not fixed properties of the universe, but tools our minds use to understand our environment. Lanza argues that the universe is fine-tuned for life because life creates the universe, not the other way around. This might sound like philosophical wordplay, but it has profound implications for our understanding of death. If consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, and not just an emergent property of our brains, then it stands to reason that it might not end when our physical bodies die. Lanza's theory aligns with certain interpretations of quantum mechanics, particularly the idea that observation affects reality. If our consciousness shapes the universe, could it continue to do so even after death? Biocentrism offers a scientific framework for concepts that have long been the domain of religion and philosophy. It suggests that our consciousness might be immortal, not because of an afterlife in the traditional sense, but because consciousness itself is a fundamental part of the cosmic fabric. The consciousness field theory. What if consciousness is not produced by the brain, but simply transmitted by it, like a radio receives radio waves? This is the central idea behind the consciousness field theory proposed by researchers like Dr. Rupert Sheldrake. Sheldrake suggests that consciousness might be a field that permeates the universe, similar to the gravitational or electromagnetic fields. Our brains in this model would act as receivers and transmitters of consciousness rather than its generators. This theory could explain several puzzling phenomena, including near-death experiences, precognition, and even the sense of being stared at. It also offers a scientific framework for understanding life after death. If consciousness is a field, it could continue to exist even when the physical brain ceases to function. Recent experiments in quantum entanglement lend some credence to this idea. Scientists have shown that particles can remain connected and influence each other instantaneously, even when separated by vast distances. Could our consciousness operate on a similar principle, remaining connected to a larger field even when our physical bodies die? Paranormal research and evidence. Paranormal research has long sought to investigate the existence of the soul and the possibility of life after death, often venturing into areas that traditional science may overlook. Key studies in this field include the work of Dr. Gary Schwartz, who conducted experiments on mediums and their ability to communicate with the deceased. His research aimed to provide empirical evidence for the existence of an afterlife, sparking both interest and skepticism within the scientific community. One area of focus in paranormal research is electronic voice phenomena, or EVP. This refers to sounds found on electronic recordings that are interpreted as spirit voices. Paranormal investigators often use digital recorders in supposedly haunted locations, hoping to capture voices or messages from the other side. While skeptics argue that these recordings are often just ambient noise or electronic interference, believers see them as potential evidence of communication from beyond. Critics of paranormal research often question the credibility of the evidence presented. Many argue that anecdotal accounts and subjective experiences lack the rigor of scientific methodology. Skeptics point to the potential for cognitive biases, such as the tendency to interpret ambiguous stimuli as meaningful, which can lead to false conclusions about the existence of the soul or an afterlife. Despite these criticisms, some researchers continue to explore phenomena like EVP and ghost hunting, seeking to capture evidence of spirits or consciousness beyond death. One of the most famous cases in paranormal research is the Enfield poltergeist. In the late 1970s, a family in North London reported strange occurrences in their home, including furniture moving on its own and unexplained knocking sounds. The case was investigated by numerous researchers, and even inspired the movie The Conjuring 2. While skeptics argue that the events were elaborately staged, believers see it as compelling evidence of paranormal activity. Today, paranormal researchers use a variety of high-tech equipment, including infrared cameras, EMF detectors, and even AI-powered analysis tools. While skeptics argue that much of this technology is prone to false positives, proponents believe it's bringing us closer to understanding the nature of spirits in the afterlife. Notable cases, such as the famous skull experiment in the 1990s, where participants reported physical manifestations of spirits, have sparked public interest and debate. Similarly, the phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion and documented hauntings have captivated audiences, raising questions about the nature of existence and the possibility of life after death. Paranormal research has had a significant impact on popular culture, inspiring countless books, movies, and TV shows.
Ghostbusters.
From ghost hunters to Stranger Things, our fascination with the unknown continues to shape entertainment and spark public interest in the possibility of life after death. As paranormal research evolves, it continues to challenge our understanding of reality, inviting both curiosity and skepticism in equal measure. While it may not provide conclusive proof of life after death, it certainly keeps us questioning the boundaries of our existence and the potential for consciousness to persist beyond our physical form. Philosophical perspectives. The existence of the soul and the possibility of life after death have long been subjects of philosophical inquiry, leading to a rich tapestry of arguments both for and against these concepts. One of the major arguments for the existence of the soul comes from dualism, notably articulated by René Descartes. He posited that the mind and body are distinct entities, suggesting that the soul, or mind, exists independently of the physical body. This perspective has influenced many religious and spiritual beliefs about an afterlife. Conversely, materialism, championed by philosophers like Daniel Dennett, argues that consciousness and the self are products of physical processes in the brain. According to this view, once the brain ceases to function, so does consciousness, challenging the notion of an immortal soul. This debate raises profound questions about identity, existence, and what it means to be human. We've covered a lot of ground in this video. If you're finding value in this exploration, please consider supporting our channel by becoming a member. You'll get access to exclusive content and help us continue producing high-quality videos on these fascinating topics. Influential philosophers such as Plato, who believed in the immortality of the soul, and Friedrich Nietzsche, who questioned traditional notions of the afterlife, have significantly shaped the discourse. Their contributions invite us to consider the implications of our beliefs about the soul on our understanding of morality, purpose, and existence. As we explore these philosophical perspectives, we encourage viewers to reflect on their own beliefs and perspectives regarding the soul and life after death. What resonates with you? How do these ideas influence your understanding of life and what may lie beyond? Engaging with these questions can deepen our appreciation for the complexities of existence. Conclusion. As we wrap up, we encourage you to reflect on these key takeaways: the complexity of consciousness, the diverse beliefs surrounding the soul, and the ongoing debates that continue to captivate both scientists and philosophers alike. If you found this exploration engaging, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on related topics that delve into the mysteries of existence. We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments section below. Your insights can enrich our community's understanding and spark further discussions on this profound subject. Thanks for joining us on this mind-bending exploration. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content that challenges your perception of reality. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep an open mind.